Well, friends, neighbors, Romans, and countrymen, I've been chicken as frig to get at this because I want to change the wiper motor. If I've uploaded or you've been following, I think, yeah, the unboxing showed my bitchin wiper motor of about 2 weeks ago that I purchased NOS. It'll go in here, but to get in there, got to get into here, and I always thought these were kind of welded on. Well, I've researched the manual that you can get for these things. It's about yay thick. I think you've seen it, or I will show it sometime if you keep watching. And it showed clips and stuff, and I've actually carefully pried this stuff up. And I guess I tested positive for COVID 2 days ago at work with the rapid test, and twice. So I've been quarantined at home, and now I just got to get out. I got to mess with Monica, man. I mean, I'm bored. Done watching Lindy Beige and Joe Rogan, and Nick's Garage, and all my favorites, and World War I, World War II facts, and all sorts of things. Anyway, this is cool. I could have put a little oil under there, maybe pop them out a little bit easier. There are a couple missing. I'll have to find some new ones, but that's pretty simple. And I'm going to pop the hood open, and there are screws that go in this way, and it ain't going to be that bad. And then get this off, take these off, get this off, and get at the wiper equipment, rods and pivots, clean those up, make those all bitchin', put the new motor in, or fix the motor which is in here, because now I know the back of that motor you probably saw, if you have seen it or not yet, who knows. A week or two ago I did that unboxing, and then I ripped the motor apart and went inside and greased and oiled things and checked things, and the points that make these run backwards and then stop are pretty simple. So I might get into this one, but isn't that so cool? Those are cheap, but you know, if you got to. I do have 2 cigar lighters, boom boom, and 3 boom 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 ashtrays. All right, this is going to be skookum. Thanks for watching, and you're welcome. Someone's been in here before. That's one of these clips. It's one of these clips that got lost, and then this got put back on the top because I can't get it out. I'll have to get this off first. It's just interesting to see how things are old. Things have come and gone. And I'd like to say this baby was the light, the silver ghost, and now Monica is the Black Betty. From Silver Ghost to Black Betty. You gotta love it. Thank you, and you're welcome. OMG. We go to the deep dive into a Chrysler 1965 variable speed or 3-speed wiper motor. That's brand spanking new. It is OEM, original equipment manufacturer, that I found online. Paid 600 smackers for it because I wanted one that was for sure going to work and park my wipers, and that's beautiful. So I'm going to dig into one on my car, and I did. Look at this. Does that look like the same thing? Sure does. I did good. Found the right one. Okay. So I'm getting trim off the car and stuff, and I said, well, maybe I'll just get into that because I know that is the backup contacts in there. And if you've seen another of my videos about my windshield wiper motor, the one that I did the unboxing, the B-70 Valkyrie motor, which is that. I come over and I had that apart, and one of the videos I show the inside of that, and I'm like, wow, that is much simpler than I thought. Hi. Well, what we got here, I took it apart. 1965 Dodge, 3-speed or variable speed, same thing, motor. And I wanted to fix it up. So would you do this? Jeez. Had to make that to get down in there, to get the bolt ends, the nuts off of that inside. The grease, I think, is okay, but it's pretty old. So I'm putting in zoom spout. Supposedly good stuff. What's it say? Multi-purpose cooler parts. Anyway, that is a bushing that has a felt liner around it. It keeps feeding that oil. This is 10 weight as far as I know. This is the stator windings, whatever, you know, all this shit, all this stuff. Yeah, and that's goodies. Yeah. Anyway, I took it apart. Ooh, don't want to lose that stuff. Yeah, that's the order of those washers on the top that keep it keeps tension on the thing. They're one of those is a bent washer, which keeps pressure on the other washers. I know I'm not talking about it too well, but you know, here's the stuff. A little bit cracked, but it's 50 years old. Hopefully that won't separate. I might do something, wire it and glue it, or not. So red and tacky, like to use that stuff. Maximum surface protection, anti-seize. Hopefully it's good. I've used it in a lot of other motor parts. So, you know, just kind of wanted to show you, you can take stuff apart. Just be careful. Those are pinch twist. That goes back on there, and you twist those a little bit, and they hold on to those slots. Got to hold the brushes apart to put this thing all back together. Not too difficult though. I was worried that my motor that I have was all complicated in here. All it is this was actually pretty stiff with what grease it had in it, but this operates this way as the motor's normally turning. As soon as you turn it to off, it throws the motor into reverse, and then it comes around, throws the motor into reverse, it comes around, and then disengages like that. And it'll stop somewhere, because I think this motor turns into a generator as soon as you turn it off, and it hits that, and the generator action of it stops it pretty quickly. So normal operation as rotation, as the wipers go back and forth. And then turn it off, it reverses, and it starts the wipers back, or the motor comes back. It grabs this, that thing comes around and grabs this. This is backing up, and the wipers get close, it disengages. Ingenious. Yeah, you learn something new every day. Thank you for watching, and you're welcome. So I get the one off my car this morning because I got the COVID kind of positive crap, and I'm sitting at home for a couple days. It is January 22nd or so, Saturday. No, Friday still. Not getting paid. So that's the setup to reverse and park the wipers on a variable speed. So I got off of the car, There were like, what? Those two were missing. I broke a clip that holds wires on, of course. Look how rusty that is. So this only had 4 out of 6 bolts in the sucker. Probably that's why, oh, sorry, jumped ahead. That's probably why the freaking water got in there. Some butt wipe didn't like put all the stuff back and keep it moisture free. So here's the backside. And this thing pivots with the with the motor gear. And when you turn it off, it resets to reverse, backs up, parks the blades when these points open up. But it's all screwed up. That is supposed to be on this side of the point there, and this comes around. It's pretty crusty. This comes around and opens the points when it presses this, but somehow it popped over here, stopped working on me. It made a jump. I've been using this for 2 years and 30,000 miles and a bunch of rainstorms and snowstorms. This has been working, just not the park. I just go and stop, and variable speed works, but it won't stop back up in park. So the wipers are sitting pretty high in the windshield. Kind of embarrassing, but after 2 years of getting used to it. But it will look better and work better. And I think I can resurrect the old motor. So I may be able to resell that or keep that forever on a shelf of like trophies and crap, man. Speaking of trophies, you'll have to see someday all the stuff on top of my piano. But that's another story. So we're going to clean this up. I think I'm going to use muriatic acid or vinegar or something to get that off. And I'll grease it, check these, clean these points, push that point back over to that side where it's supposed to go, and I think everything's going to work great. So this is a Chrysler variable speed reverse parking motor switch on the back side. And you know what? I appreciate y'all, and you are welcome. Here's what I did with the backup and park switch on a 1965 Dodge 3-speed / variable speed wiper motor. So that thing on the back got really bad, and that had cracked out, and it had distorted, and these weren't making good connection inside. Turned it around, and this was bent and on the opposite side of the place it's supposed to park. And so this was rusty. So I cleaned off the grease on that side, cleaned off the rust with some muriatic acid, and mostly got rid of it. Bent these so that they work correctly. So in one direction, nothing happens. It doesn't change there, but if you reverse, turn off the wipers, it reverses the polarity, and then it'll reverse, and it'll come around, and as it reverses, it breaks that contact, and the wipers will stop. So wipe, and wipe, back, forth, back. I turned it off, so it's going to reverse. Oh, not yet. Let's go farther. Okay, so it's going to reverse. The wheel comes around and hits that. It wedges out. This comes around. Come on. Comes around, and it's going to break the contact, which will turn off the motor. Wipers are almost parked. They park, and there it is. Broken contact. So That's how that thing works. That's red grease. Grease that up. The acid that I used stuck those two together, so be careful. I had to stop and make sure that those were free. So on this side, this is JB. Quick, good stuff for a lot of things. As we continue, I hit the stop button. So the JB weld works as a stabilizer. Did it on the back, did 2 coats at different times, did stabilize those little guys and make the plastic that was really starting to go bad strong. Those are held in really well now. And then it came on this side because there were cracks that were letting water in behind there, letting things go bad and rust. The big pinions there with the worm gear. So that's like 2 layers, and it's kind of thick. It's structural and watertight because it came down over the lip, which on the original is just a press fit from that to that gasket, which I decided to remove that gasket because it was starting to go bad. So that gasket got taken out between that little zone, and I was going to use just black silicone to fill this edge, but I just decided to cover the whole thing and come out to the edge so that that'll be watertight from this side everywhere. And I just jammed a little bit of actually black silicone into that middle one just to fill it out. But this is how it looks, and this should work well, I believe. We'll have to put it back on the car and test the wipers, but this is the kind of stuff it takes. You're welcome.